Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Norakila binti Muhammad Ri'ib. My matching number is AA201166. So today I will present about introduction of structure analysis. First of all, structure analysis is the development method that allows the analyst to understand the system and its activity in a logical way. Structure analysis is a systematic approach which uses graphical tools that analyze and refine the objective of an existing system. And other than that, structure analysis develop a new system specification which can easy all the user understand it. There are a few following attributes of structure analysis, which is first, structure analysis graphic, which specify of application. Second, structure analysis divide the processes. This is for give a clear pictures of system flow. The third one is structure analysis is a logical rather than physical. And the last one is structure analysis is an approach that works from high level overview to lower level overview.
So again, my name is Mukisa Darina. My mention number is AA200-395. So there's various tools and techniques, which is data flow diagram, data direction, decision tree, decision table, structured English, and pseudocode. Now I'm going to talk about data flow diagram. This technique is developed by Larry Constantine. And a flow of data between various functions of system and specifies how the current system is implemented. So did you know they have two different types of DFT, which is physical DFT. First is implementation dependent, shows which function are performed, provides low level detail of hardware, software files, and people. And this depicts how current system operates and how system will be implemented. And then there is a logical DFT, which is implementation independent, focus only on flow of data between processes, explain events of system and data record, show how business operates.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Kismina binti Rosti and I will be presenting about context diagram. So basically, a context diagram is a diagram that used to give an overview of an entire system. The purpose of the diagram is to display the expected input and output which go into and come out of the actual system to and from various external entities. Through this display, a system analyst can model what expected data is going to go into the system. Then after it has been processed by the system, what information will be returning to the external entities. Here is an example of the finished context diagram. You can see it has 5 entities, which is vendor, student, mass secretary, mass manager, and chief warden. The system boundary is stated as mass management. As you can see, the square one is called external entity, which is an element that input data into the information system and or retrieve data from the information system. So for example, you can look at the student entity. They make a payment to the mass management and mass management retrieve a data from the student. After that, mass management send back the output to the student, which is bills for the payment. Next, we have a circle one that called process. In the case of a context diagram, there is only one process that represents the entire system. And finally, we have a flow line which illustrates the movement of data from the entity to the process or the process to the entity. A data flow line is supported by text stating what data is being sent or retrieved. Okay, so let's moving on to data dictionary. Data dictionary is a structured place to keep details of the contents of data flow, process, and data store. A data dictionary used to improve the communication between the analyst and the user. It plays an important role in building a database. Next is data dictionary contains the heading of data item, data types, formats, data size, description, and example. Based on the screen above, a field name, or known as data item, is the name of a particular field used in the program. Next, data types is the way the data field will be recognized by the system. For example, integer and string. The format is the way data will be displayed by the system. For example, NNN, NNN. Next, we have a field size, which is the amount of RAM that is required to display the data on screen. The description is an outline of the type of data expected for the specific item, and that is pretty much accompanied by. And the last one is example, is a sample of the expected data for the item. That's all from me, thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Atira Aini. I will talk about decision tree. What is decision tree? Decision tree is a method to defining a complex relationship, to describing a decision, and to avoid problem in a communication ways. This is an example of a decision tree. A square node represents an action while the circle represents as a condition. It shows which condition will go first, second, and so on. This tool usually will force analysts to consider the sequence of decisions and identify the actual decision that they should do. However, this method has their own flaw, which it is lack of information in the format to describe other combination of a condition that we can take for testing, because it is a single representation of relationship between a condition and also a actions.
Hello, my name is Nurul Ain Ashkin binti di Zulkarnain. My metric number is 88200557. Okay, how to select appropriate tools? First of all is DFD for high or low level analysis. Second, data dictionary to simplify structure. Third, structure in English if there are many loops and action. Next, decision table when there are numbers of conditions. And lastly, decision tree when sequencing of condition is important.
So, that's all for today. Thank you.